Yeah, what up, YouTube? Good morning, buenos dias, whatever. Shouts out to David Gonza. He got a song called Inferno. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link. Shouts out to Killer Cali, because this particular subject that I did want to cover, I refrained from doing it because I know a lot of people have got hurt with this whole Momo challenge. So I didn't want to do a live reaction, but this guy, you know, Killer Cali, got at me and was like asking me, hey, if I could cover it, but if I didn't want to cover it, you know, it's cool. But nah, I actually wanted to cover, which is funny because, like I said, a lot of people have been asking me to cover this subject, but they want live reactions. And I refrained from doing that because, like I said, people had actually lost their life. But the whole thing with this Momo challenge, I'm just going to get into, not history, I'm just going to tell you a few things about it. Like the statue itself, it was a sculpture. A Japanese artist created it. And then they put it in the museum, and then, you know, from there people took the image and ran with it. I mean, it is one of those shock value images, like, you know, when you see it, it's like, what the hell, what is this? It was more funny and disturbing. It was more funny to me than actually disturbing, but when you look at it, it's kind of like, you know, I would think that the average kid would see it and want to turn and run, but for some reason, a lot of children are attracted to this particular image. Not only that, they do this it was a thing on YouTube with Peppa the Pig, and then all of a sudden the Momo challenge will pop out in it. But everybody, I mean, anybody that knows anything about computers and programming and coding and all that, you know that people can actually mess with things and upload videos, you know, because it's so easy to create a profile on YouTube. It's like, you know, you got channels really on YouTube right now that are so suspect, but they're never taken down because at the end of the day, we all know who runs the world, and there's a lot of freak stuff out here, you know what I mean? So, and that's no particular shots at any channel or YouTube or anything, but it's just, it's so easy to put content up, and as long as, you know, weirdos don't strike it, it's all good. But see, the Momo challenge only came to light because a girl had hung herself, and then she made basically let people know exactly what she did, why she did it, and try to give people an idea of what this was, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, people are a little bit, you know, conflicted because they don't know if she put it out there just to, like, you know, get people to do the same exact thing, or there was righteously not an omnipotent entity or nothing, you know, just if there's really somebody out here playing these type of games. Now, a lot of people really didn't take it serious because at the end of the day, it was just an image, you know what I mean? But now, you know, with the whole thing with WhatsApp and other like little obscure, and I won't say WhatsApp is obscure, but there's a lot of people that have got at me on WhatsApp, and you know, I don't respond to them because half of them look a little suspect, so it's no need for me to really go in there. But you know, it's things like this that just kind of make you really want to buckle down on watching your kids, and that's the whole thing. This whole thing is out of control because people not paying attention to their kids. There's been 2 kids that died in India, but as far as like in the United States, there hasn't been 1 death. There's been numerous accidents, and people try to say it has something to do with the Momo challenge, and in some instances actually proven. But like I said, with the Momo challenge, it's just what happened is like some sick individual got the image, figured that he could do mass harm, and ran with it. And then from there, I'm not saying whether it's a guy or a girl, but from there it just broke off, and now you got all these weird elements trying to capitalize off that. You got some YouTube channels right now trying to promote the hell out of it, like as if it's a game. But you know, now in these days and age, people tend to do that with no repercussion. Back in the days, if you did something explicit, you know what I mean, that incited kids to do something, your community would smash you. It's like if somebody got my kid to jump off a bridge, whether it was 1 to 3 feet, and he got hurt, we were knocking on his door and we're beating the dog crap out of him. But you know, it doesn't happen like that. The whole reason I made this video, it may sound like rambling, but the whole reason I made this video is just to bring awareness to the you know, to these particular apps. You know, the WhatsApp, you never know, not to a lot of cases people, I like, look, I never answer my, if I don't know your number, I ain't gonna answer it. I don't care if you're a telemarketer, you're a scam, you're somebody that I know. If your name's not on the thing, I'm not gonna answer it. The only way I'm gonna pick up that phone is if I see your name. And a lot of times there's a lot of people that I don't even get their names. I just got their number and forget the number and just don't answer. But this is a prime example of parents not paying attention. You need to pay attention to exactly everything your kid does. My son is 4, so he stays on the phone 24/7, but his whole focus is like my other son, games, you know, like my gaming. He loves gaming, and he'll download every mobile app he can in order from FPSs, which is first person shooters, to, you know, whatever, ML, anything that has anything to do with you know, getting active, you know what I mean? He's on it. So but his phone is paid close attention to. And I think a lot of parents need to pay attention to exactly what their kids do on the internet. I mean, just outside of that, that's all I'm really going to say on the Momo challenge, you know. A lot of these internet people are putting it out there. They should be held accountable for it. People should be catching these cats and putting hands on them because they actually promoting this. Now, as far as like being able to, you know, take this and say, okay, well, this is why this accident happened, you can't really say that. But there is some people that actually got proof that people have been communicating with their kids. But that's not on the person that's calling. Well, it is, but it's also on the parent, because you need to pay attention to who your 6 and 7-year-old kid is talking to on the phone. If the kid don't pick up the phone and answer this, he never gonna meet Momo. Because obviously, if we're in public and I walk with my son, Momo's not going to walk the hell up and tell my son, hey, you need to do this to yourself. So people need to be more vigilant. And that's the whole thing about the video. People need to be more vigilant and aware of their surroundings. When it comes to this Momo challenge, it's a real thing. And you always have demented people in here trying to do demented things. Because like I said, there's people that want to see the world burn. My friend a long time ago introduced me to the dark net, and I used to watch it like on channels, you know what I mean, and be like, oh, you know, some of it I took to heart, and some of it just felt like if it was fictitious, you know what I mean. But my friend did introduce me to a few obscure sites, and the crazy thing about it is it looks fake, but some of it, you know, it's not, you know what I mean. Like, if I literally watched somebody get bricked, you know what I mean, like, it crazy stuff. Never touch it again. Like, as far as me physically getting on there doing that, I don't do that. My friend was good at those type of things, so yeah. But you know, I've watched the whole Face of the Death, and you know, for the people that know about Face of the Death, that was for the morbid of morbid, you know what I mean. And stupid kids like me actually, you know, took time to like pay attention to these things, and you know, should have seen that and just got discouraged on anything, but it didn't do absolutely nothing. It was just more gross than anything. But yeah, and that's what it really came down to about this video. You know what I mean? I'm not finna sit on here and I'm not gonna glorify the Momo challenge. I'm not gonna put up images of Momo's face. I'm not gonna try to mention, besides the WhatsApp, I'm not gonna mention, because WhatsApps are already out there. Everybody knows about WhatsApp. A lot of people talk to people in different countries and everything. It's I ain't gonna get exactly into it because I'm not promoting their thing, but you know, a lot of people use it to communicate with different people, you know what I'm saying? But people need to really pay attention to what their kids do on the internet, because right now, the Momo challenge is a real thing. And it may not necessarily started out like that. You know, people, like I said, want to get something and run with it and take it and make it as if it's an urban myth or some omnipotent spirit or entity, whatever, literally reaching through the phone making your kids do that. It's not that. It's just kids are gullible. They don't think for themselves a lot of times, and if they don't have nobody there to really direct them on exactly what they need to do, they're susceptible to things of that nature on the internet. So it's on the parents. As parents, we got to watch our kids and make sure that they're you know, well taken care of. A lot of people not taking care of their kids. You know, there's a lot of kids right now, you know, that and sometimes that's why a lot of us end up on the street doing stupid things, because we really don't have no parents there putting that smash down on us. And some are just made to be out there. Like, no matter how good their parents are, they just want to be rebellious and they be out there on the street doing whatever they do. But like I said, the Momo challenge is a real thing, and parents need to pay attention to these weird numbers. For me, my son don't get no calls from nobody. He's 4 years old. He don't get no calls from nobody. You know, I got family members that give their sons phones at young ages, but to me that's not me. My son, 4 years old, should be doing nothing but playing mobile games on that phone. There's no contacting your friend. And no, you're 4 years old. We're just gonna leave it at that. So people need to be more vigilant on who their kids, you know, are talking to, and understand that this Momo thing is a real thing right now, and there's people really calling, getting your kids to try to do, you know, it starts off harmless, but at the end game, it's either hurt yourself or basically kill yourself. And people that are, you know, suicidal, they're real susceptible to that. You know what I mean? It's like, and you got people that prey on this type of mind state. You know what I mean? So you got to really be vigilant. Like I said, this whole video was just, you know, to bring awareness. You know, the Momo challenge is a real thing. Like I said, I'm not trying to get all this fame off of it because I'm not putting up images of Momo's face. I'm just saying, as a parent, you need to really pay attention to what the hell your kid does, so you're not you know, going on later on TV crying about the fact that your kid took his life because he did the Momo challenge. Freak Momo. And if I see something on the phone that I don't like, it's erased. You know what I mean? Don't allow these, you know, social media sites to, you know, put your kid in a messed up situation, because a lot of times ain't no coming back from that. And if, you know, anybody has that type of problem to where they're mentally unstable and they feel as if they want to hurt yourself, there's outlets. You know what I mean? I don't have the suicide hotline on my thing, but you know, you should check into that, talk to somebody, because it's really not worth it. And for the people that are really on their children, good stuff. And for the people that may have been lacking and not really paying attention to your kid, pay attention to excuse me, pay attention to everything your kid does, because, you know, once they gone, there ain't no get back. You know what I'm saying? And excuse me. Woo! Need that coffee. But you enjoy your rest of your day. That was just something I wanted to put out real quick. Beware Momo. And I'm out.